Hey, it's Joel, the 3D printing nerd, and we are gonna print something really cool. It's a ghost from the video game Pac-Man. The link was on Thingiverse, and I've always wanted one of these, and now that I have 3D printers, I can make my own. So let's do it. Are you ready? Go. Welcome back. So like I said, we're gonna be printing a ghost from the video game Pac-Man, and I adore the classic age of video games. I played Pac-Man, and I played Super Mario Brothers and Mario Brothers and the Star Wars with the vector graphics, and I played I had an old Nintendo. I had an Atari 2600. My friend had an Atari 5200, and we played River Raid on it. That was fun. Oh man, just brings me back. So I've always wanted a ghost from the video game Pac-Man, and I don't care which of the ones, if it was Inky or Blinky or whatever, but I just wanted one of those ghosts, and now that I have a 3D printer, I can have one. And look, oh, there he is. He's so cute. Look at that little guy. Okay, here. It's just for comparison. There. That's how big he is. Tiny. Look, he's tiny. He's tiny little ghost. This is printed in ColorFab's Engine material. And I printed this on my 3D Gents 1 3D printer. It's cute. Just a cute little ghost, little ghosty there. Sadly, this is one of the first times I've printed with Engine, and the reason I chose the 3D Gents 1 3D printer is because the hot end gets hot enough and the build plate gets hot enough, and it's a great machine to print Engine on, and so I gave it a shot, and it's what it came out to. Not too bad. It was 235 on the nozzle, it was 75 on the bed, it was 0.2 millimeter layers. The rest was good. But this is so tiny, look, it's so tiny. You know, I like to print things bigger, and the 3D Gents itself has a much bigger build plate, and so I have plenty of Engine left on the roll. Let's increase this size and simplify 3D, and then let's shoot a time lapse. And then let's come back, because it's gonna be awesome. All right, are you ready? To Simplify 3D. All right, look at this. We're in Simplify 3D, and here's the ghost. I've already increased it to 600% scale. Oh man, that's huge. Well, here, just to give you an idea, here's what 100% looks like. It's so tiny, it's so cute and so tiny, but no, 600% scale. It's perfect. Oh, it's so good. Here is what I did, and I'll show you why. I'm going to select all. Slice it, baby. Almost. There we go. I'm including some infill, but I knew that this small amount of infill wasn't going to work for this section right here. These are the eyeballs, and they kind of jet out, and if the infill was like that, they wouldn't be supported. So I'm using multi-processes, and I'm changing the infill to higher density so that there is more space for these eyeball socket lower parts to stick to. And then once we're through the rough part of having it needing support on the inside, I reduce the infill percentage again until we get closer to the top. And at closer to the top, I increase the density again so that these types of layers right here have something to stick to. And then at the top, it should look nice and golden wonderful. That's not too bad. It's not too bad. It says it's going to take 13 hours and 56 minutes, but like Simplify 3D is commonly known to do, its estimates aren't exactly perfect. So we can give 2.5 hours plus or minus on that, and that's not too bad. Shoot, I'm just going to set print and then let it go. Let it go. Okay, I'll stop. All right, well, that's it. Look at that. I've got multi-processes defined so that I can have multiple infill percentages. So I've got process 1, and that stops printing at 72 millimeters tall. Process 2 starts at 72 and goes to 95 and jumps the infill up to 20%. Process 3 reduces it back to 3%. It starts printing at 95 and goes to 150. And then this one jumps it back up to 20% and starts the printing at 150 millimeters on the Z. I don't have to specify a stop because it's just going to stop when the model is done. Well, there we go. Well, let's slice this again. Let's throw it on an SD card and let's put it in that 3D Gents 1 3D printer and print it. What do you say? Are you ready? Time lapse. Oh, that was a good time lapse, but man, I need to get that GoPro attached to the actual print bed. Thanks to Preet over at DesignBox 3D. He sent over this model, and it's a model for a GoPro camera holder, and it attaches to where the print bed is. So it'll just kind of go right onto the print bed, and you attach it with screws, and then this GoPro mount goes on top. And then I can film with the GoPro attached to the bed and it won't cause any sort of dizziness or motion sickness. So, hey Preet, thank you. Thank you for this model, and I will attach it to the 3D Gents as soon as I can. All right, without any further ado, it's time to show off the model that just printed on the 3D Gents 1. And here it is. Okay, so for size comparisons, it's nearly the size of my head. This is the Ghost from Pac-Man. Oh, it's so awesome. A few things about this print, what I noticed. One, the areas inside the eyeball right there. Let's see, it's in the light. It's in the light. There we go. You can see it. It's right there. It's right there. It didn't really turn out as good as I wanted it to turn out. And as well on the tops of the eyeball as well. The top of the print does look good. Here, let's go over here into the light. Look at that. The top of the print looks fantastic. It really came out well. The huge issue was bed adhesion on the 3D Gents 1. Look at let's see if I can find it. It's just squished right there. That one just squished because it just came up off the bed. The 3D Gents 1 is a ceramic build plate, and so I've been using Magic Goo. Before that I tried purple glue stick and it just didn't hold very well. The Magic Goo mostly works, but if you have any experience with a ceramic build plate, I would love to hear what you use for bed adhesion. Besides the bed adhesion, this model turned out fairly well. One thing I wasn't expecting is some of the Z banding here, and it has to do with the layer goes from 3% infill to 20% infill to 3% infill, and right where it was doing the 20% infill, I'm getting a little bit of Z banding, and I'm not sure why. That's weird, right? I don't know. You know what? I'll send an email off to Simplify 3D and see what's going on. Maybe it's something that I did. I don't know. But look at that. Pac-Man's Ghost. Oh, so cool. Is this Inky or Blinky? Or Stinky? Or Minky? Or whatever the other ones are. I totally forgot. Anyway, yes. Cool model. 3D Gents 1. Color Fabs engine. Awesome. Hey, before we close out, I want to show off my sweet, sweet Printed Solid t-shirt. Printed Solid is run by Matt, and Matt's a good friend of mine. And the reason I'm wearing this shirt is because Matt and Printed Solid are the ones that host my t-shirt sales. That's right, you can get an official 3D Printing Nerd t-shirt from Printed Solid, and the link is down in the description. And so, you know, Matt also has these sweet Printed Solid t-shirts. I don't know, this is red, my shirts are blue, so it's really up to you which one you want. You want blue, you want blue, you want blue. All right, put a fork in it. I think this video is done. Thanks for coming along on this journey and watching this short little video of mine. A big thanks to my patrons who support me at patreon.com. Don't forget to like this video if you found something likable. Leave a comment in the comment section if you have a question about anything. And please, if you run a ceramic build plate, tell me what you use for bed adhesion. Other than that, I love you all. Virtual hugs. As always, high five.
What? Yeah. YouTube, Joel telling, 3D printing nerd, baby. Chris Rob, here we go.
He's Joel telling and he's printing 3D like some Pokemon, a gun from Destiny. And when you call him a nerd, he'll stand up proudly, cause he's packing some heat from his YouTube family. He can review printers till he falls to the floor, then he'll give them away like Oprah in 04. There's the Wombat, Lulzbot, G-Max XT, then a break for Red Bull and Locos Taco Crispy. Printed koozie in his hand for his drink. He sets up his GoPro and prints out a bender bank. So send him $1 to put in his head, or a self-addressed envelope for a sticker instead. There's a Nerd Vlogs, unboxings, and Q's and A's, and he'll open your mail every single Friday. And of course you can't forget that pancake bot and filaments Phonics and Joel's cute little tot. And they printed this printer at Holodeck Studio like Lando Calrissian and freeze-dried Han Solo. So show your support on Patreon or subscribe, and as always, high five.